Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be watching a video called How Norway's Prisons Are Different from America's. I would guess Norway is one of those countries that actually tries to reform the people. I don't know, the inmates, but I don't know. So let's check it out and comment, like, subscribe, and start.
Security prison is not a normal life, but that's also an ambition to reduce the feeling of being in a prison as much as possible.
And in here you have my cell. So I have DVD and movies from there.
Oh,
The
they have
basic
DVDs?
question that we ask ourselves in Norway: what kind of neighbor do we really want? Because they could move into my neighborhood and they could move into your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I think this is an important question to ask ourselves, really. That should have an influence on how we work inside prisons.
That's crazy. Wow.
It's not for the prison to judge or to punish. We have to interact and be human. I think it's as simple as that.
The most important thing is how we treat people. This is the 4 key elements that I would like you to remember. The principle of normality, the focus that we have in Norway on humanity inside
That's
prisons,
good.
what we call dynamic security, and the emphasis that we put on reintegration into society.
I would say the main goal of the trip is for inspiration to go bold back in the United States.
Yeah, you want to improve, obviously.
Let's talk a little bit more about Halden then. How do we work and what are the unique things about us?
That's good. Those are the cells.
And in here you have my cell. So I have DVD and movies from there. Here we have a real toilet with a shower and everything. You know, you can see everybody have their key, so they can open or close their doors whenever they want.
Even though it's nice here, it's still not a summer camp. But I would like you to,
It's
look
incredibly nice.
beyond the facilities. It's not the most important thing.
So this is the cell. Every cell is similar. And here we have the kitchen, where I used to prepare the food. You can see here is inside
He
here.
prepares his own food?
That's a really important principle in Norway, which talks about that taking someone's liberty away and taking them away from their family, away from their community, that in of itself is the punishment. So life inside prisons should look as normal to life in the community as possible.
And in here,
That's
we
so
have this
interesting.
washing room. You can wash the clothes and dry it.
Staying in a maximum security prison is not a normal life.
And I notice you're just wearing normal clothes.
Yeah, he doesn't have a uniform.
Yeah, that's allowed. You can wear whatever you want.
But that's also an ambition, to reduce the feeling of being in a prison as much as possible. That's the normality
crazy.
principle.
How you can normalize the correctional setting for individuals to transition out. Bigger challenge in our system, but definitely something to think about. The commissary, the stores, where an individual actually gets to go to a real store and pick out commissary items. I think that's a good adds to the normalization.
It is.
We think this is the most important part. Dynamic security sounds like a very fancy thing. But
Yeah, what's that?
It's really just having a normal interpersonal relations between the officers, or all staff really, and the inmates. Every inmate has a primary contact officer, and every officer had to have 2 or 3 inmates that he is the contact officer for. That was the ambition.
Very
From
personalized.
guard to also be a social worker.
Yeah. Well, it's a career.
The main subjects at the academy: ethics, psychology, communication technique, criminology, law, human rights. Of course, they do learn self-defense. They do learn extraction techniques. They do learn to work as a team. But that's not, that's not the major components. It's about how do you treat people respectfully.
My family always think that I just play games, because that's why I like very much to play games. So I often play cards and stuff with inmates.
I know in some states it's
Also,
forbidden.
you can
and
interact
there
with
are
them
consequences for you
normally.
if you interact with the inmates as a staff member. Quite the opposite here. We expect and demand an interaction between
it's
staff and
encouraged.
inmates.
It's kind of friendship with someone, and to see the progress and see the changes, that's the best with the job.
Oh my god, I think you want to tear up.
The contact officer is, for example, sitting down with you and making you a future plan. So what for steps by steps to become a free man.
From day one.
Yeah.
So the officers need to know everything about the system and give advice to the inmates about the future, what steps should they take.
So they're doing something right.
Photos of my daughter, big love of my life. I've been here for 1.5 years, but I was transferred from a prison in Brazil. You can compare that to come from hell to heaven. So it's a big difference. The guards, first of all, in Brazil, the guards are more you feel bad and weakness,
The better for
the
them.
more they feel good.
Yeah.
Here you have the guards, they was very kind to me when I came. They are still very kind. We can speak, they treat me as a human being. In Brazil, you get treated like an animal.
I've been working here since the opening in 2010, and I've been working other prisons before that also. It's not for the prison to judge or to punish, because the police catch the guy, goes to the court, and it gets a sentence perhaps, and then it comes to prison with that. We have to interact
That's so
and
true.
be human. I think it's as simple as that. It really is, because we can create walls between us, but that doesn't help anything. We have to communicate, we have to interact.
Without approaching people with respect and dignity, it's impossible to sit down the next day and talk about his future, because he will not have any trust in you. So
That's
in order
so
to
incredibly important.
work well with reintegration and future planning, etc., there has to be a foundation there of trust between the staff and the inmates.
I've visited a lot of prisons in the United States as well, and somehow I don't have the same kind of feeling of relief of getting out of an impressive environment that I've experienced coming out of those prisons. I think that says something about how different the environment is here.
Yeah.
I think I have big opportunities here to prepare myself for the life after prison. I thought there is still hope, there is still opportunities, to get a good life after getting out. So, yeah.
No, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Yeah, this I wasn't expecting to tear up. But yeah, I think obviously what they say is so important, that you have to treat people as people. And I think it's so incredibly smart what the guard said, that it's not your job as as a person, it's not your job to punish. That punishment has already happened, and that's why they're there. That's not your job. That's not what it should be about, because the people are there just to serve a sentence. So why are you like, I think that's probably, I think we think about when we think about prisons, we think of that. We think of punishment. But the actual like prison itself, the fact that they're taking your liberty away, that's enough punishment. Like you don't actually need to make it worse. I think it's so incredibly, like, I love the fact that they have like those several like elements of like humanity. You have to treat people with kindness, and you really do have to treat them as human beings, because how are you expecting them to actually reintegrate in society if you're not, and have honest conversations about their future, if you don't treat them in your own level? They're at your level, because if you talk with them, and you're constantly like berating them or looking down upon them, they're not gonna trust you. That's always the most important part of the process, I think. And I think that's why it's encouraged that the prison officer has, an actual relationship with the inmate. And because otherwise, and they're friends, of course they have to be friends. And I think I think they do mention a lot of psychology involved, and obviously they have to study that. It's not like just a random person that goes and say, hey, yeah, I'm going to do this. They're trained, they go to college, and they have the tools in order to actually to be able to do these things. But it's so important. And once obviously you form a rapport with them, and you have a relationship with them, and they're your friends, of course you want them to succeed. So you're going to have an honest conversation with them about how their future is going to look like, and they in turn, of course, are going to trust you, and they're going to be honest. So I really do like that. And I think the emphasis, again, it's what I said at the beginning, it's more about reintegration in society and how that person's future is going to look like. It's not just about you have to like rot in jail for 1,000,000 years. No, it's more about, hey, you're gonna serve some time here because you obviously committed a crime. But then, once it's done, you are able, maybe this experience is gonna change you for the better. He did say, I think it's something that is really interesting, the guy that they were talking about, the guy that was talking about, he said that he's hopeful about the future. He thinks that all the tools that he's been given are actually going to be good and productive for his future. So he's going to I'm going to return to society a better member that I was when I got into prison. So I like that. But also I think because I don't know if they do say he's very successful. And I think obviously more countries, not just the USA, I think more countries should actually try to maybe not replicate, but at least take some things out of this, because we saw that it is successful. It's successful in the fact that they do not put everyone in jail. They do have a lower crime rate, and also people, they're not repeat offenders. Like once they do their time, like that's it. You're just gonna go to jail like once. It's not like, oh, he's a repeat offender, he's been in jail 1,000,000 times. No, like I like the fact that it seems like it works, and that's why I think all the countries in the world should actually like look up Norway and actually try to implement some changes. But something that they didn't really talked about, and I'm super interested to find out, it's the type of crimes that these people did. I don't know, maybe it's because it's not important for the work that they're doing, and I think that's maybe part of the process, that you have to trust and you have to have faith in people, and that's it. And maybe especially if you're one of the guards, like best if you never found out like what the person actually did. But I don't know, because again, there's levels. I think there's some crimes that a lot of people can forgive, but there are others that are like, no, that's a hard limit. I don't know if you can come back from that. And I want to know if this person takes like all kinds of crimes or just some crimes, or I don't know, because again, some people are, I think, a danger to society. But if they're going to be reformed, then well, yeah, great. But do they know like what the crimes they commit, the crimes that the inmate that you get assigned? Do you know the crimes? Because again, I'm so interested in finding out more about this and how, like, what the crimes are, and if it's everyone or it's just a one particular set of crimes that this prison allows, and some other crimes are just like, no, I'm sorry, like we can't take you, we can't accept you into this prison. I think that's probably like my number one like question, and the thing that's like in my mind. But this was incredibly interesting. I want to read more about this. But that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye!